Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, shadows, see if they play it as karmic themes to help you understand why your person is doing what they're doing so that you can see how you're contributing to the imbalances without taking things personally. A lot of times we get stuck in a trigger, and the trigger doesn't allow us to see everything. We're seeing things from that perception, that very limited perception. So it's blocking us from actually achieving what we're trying to achieve when, again, we're trying to connect with a person and have a good relationship. Well, now what we're going to see is we're going to get in our own way. We're going to sabotage the connection somehow. So if we, again, are connected to somebody and we don't understand what we're doing, right? We get stuck in a karmic loop. That's what that means. It's like you keep doing the same thing. So to break karmic cycles, which a lot of times are inherited, so you just feel like this is the way that it's always been. So this is who I am. And it's not who you are. If you inherited a habit or a behaviorism due to living in a certain environment or inheriting somebody else's beliefs that you lived in their environment, well, you have to integrate the spiritual lesson. You have to be able to transcend the limitations of your mind. And the only way that you can do that is to fully understand why everything is playing out. That's the why I explain so much. It's because it allows you to go deep, it allows you to understand, and allows you to heal. Because then you're saying, this is not my issue. What the person you're connected to, it's them triggering you. It's their issue, but the trigger is your issue, like why you're triggered, to figure out why you're triggered, because that's where your healing resides. A lot of times we get stuck in the rumination of, what a person did, how they know that they should have acted different, but they didn't. But in the fact that they didn't show up, the trigger allows you to, like you said, dive deep within inside of yourself, not just shape shift the situation, but allows you to dive deep within yourself to understand what needs to be healed. All right. So that's why we do what we do. Now, if you want to enter into a free reading with me, like the video, like I said, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video. Word of the video will be in the comment bar along with all other important information. Life coaching is now open. Just wanted to also put that out there. The website, I have a lot of free resources on my website. And then there's also obviously my services and stuff like that. So just trying to fit it all in. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. The word of the video is betrayal. We're going to pull another one because I got betrayal like the other day. So I'm feeling like somebody's ruminating, like they're ruminating. Like when I pull out like similar cards or the same card a few days in a row, it's like, why did that happen? Well, the energy is still the same, it's like, but sometimes when we really ruminate on like why a person did what they did, we begin to like see more and more and more and more and more things. And we get more and more and more and more angry. So like, so that's why. And so again, grounding. So spirit's saying like, I feel like you're like connected to someone that you feel like, you were supposed to come back by now. I know that you were going to come back by now, but you play so many games. It's like you don't like you always sabotage the connection any way that you can like fix this, you choose not to. Anything like you don't want to put in any effort at all. And then there's a sense that you also know that they're going to come back to you eventually. And it's going to be like when you're over it. And there's a resentment there because it's like, well, you pushed it all the way to the end of the line. Because you were like, oh, well, I'm going to do everything to try to make you come back because I don't really know what I want. So again, the grounding is the fact that you keep ruminating on this, which is why I feel like we got the word betrayal the other day, because it's like, you know, it's not being healed. You still don't see the reason. Why did you come into my life? Promise everything, set everything up, and then not like not you went ghost, but why didn't you follow through? Why didn't you talk to me? Why weren't you transparent? Why did you lie? So again, and there's also the betrayal of that this person kind of felt like, well, I'm going to get a reaction out of you, so I don't have to say anything to you. So they thought that you were going to like fight for the connection, and that's not what happened. You're pissed off, but this person didn't expect you to let go. You let go because you're like, no, it's betrayal. But even though you let go, you're still holding on. So there's a part of you that's like, I would like you to come back in and fix this. But I feel like the more time that goes by, the more disgusted you become because the more that you see it, like, oh, you really want to push it to the end. So you know that this is what it would be like to be in a relationship with this person. This person is showing you everything how life would be as if you were going to be with them. It's that they they wanted to be able to do whatever they want and they don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to come and apologize. They don't want to be transparent. They don't want to like be committed one way or the other. So what you're seeing is that. So like you being connected to someone that promises commitment and then goes ghost on you because they know that they can't deliver. So it's almost like instead you choose to be like a coward. Instead you choose to like not really care how you treated me. That's how you feel, Virgo. You're like you didn't care. And it's like we have this spiritual connection where I feel like you gave this person more credit than they deserved. That you treated this person how you want to be treated. I feel like this person doesn't get treated nicely normally. And here it is, you treated them and they didn't know how to handle it. So they acted like they didn't care. They neglected the connection, but in that they neglected themselves. So as a part of you that's like, that you you ruin the innocence in the connection. The innocence that, you're a soulmate. You have feelings for me. You promised me all these things. For what? To bring my hopes up high and then to ghost me. And you clearly know that you had to have hurt me. It's like, and so instead you're hiding like a child. You don't know how to fix it. So instead of coming back and like manning up or being a woman and coming back and explaining what happened, no, you don't because you don't want to be transparent about everything. But I feel like you feel like, well, clearly if you weren't here and you ghosted me, there had to be somebody else. So again, yeah, that this person's not being realistic. And that's what I said. It's like they have a wishful thinking that you were going to fix it, but they're not being practical and they're not being realistic at all. It's like, because it's almost like, well, we have this connection. So if I don't say anything, I can just come back into your life and pretend that, I didn't do anything, but you shut the door. This person knows that they can't just pop in. See, this person doesn't want to have to acknowledge what they did, where they are, and everything. It's again on why they did what they did to you. But they want to come back. But you see it as betrayal, and you're holding this person's feet to the fire, saying, "No, you're not going to come back into my life like that." It's like, and that's again a hidden thorns, like where it's like the illusions. You're like, there's illusions. It's like, I don't want to be in a relationship that I have to look beyond like the romance because I don't trust you to discern what your true intentions are because I don't really know what your true intentions are. If you don't want to be transparent, and if you could just get up and ghost and then don't not want to say what you did, you don't want to take responsibility. You waited too long to come back and give an apology at this time. When someone does something and they know what they do, they should come back and apologize. This person did not want to apologize because they didn't want to be transparent. Why don't you want to be transparent? You don't want to build intimacy. Why don't you want to build intimacy? Because this person doesn't know what they want, their true intentions. It's like they don't want to go surface. They don't want to go deep. They'll create illusions, but this says beware because it's like, again, the person's intentions is like, I want to figure out how I can be in a relationship with you without having to acknowledge what I did in the past and not change my behavior and still not be transparent. And they also know that that's not like you see them now for who they are. See, they were going to come in for a good time, not a long time. Their chance of doing that was a long time ago. You see everything now. See what this person came in, they promised you a connection. That's where you thought it was going. You didn't chase them, they ghosted you. Now, obviously, if they want to come back, they want to come back for something. And Spirit's saying, well, they want passion. They want passion. It's again, they're uncertain. They're just a lot uncertain of what they want. They have too many trust issues. And there's a part of this person that doesn't want to acknowledge what they did because they want to come back as if they never lost their seat. See, you always held a seat at the dinner table for this person, or again, a main seat, like per se, right? Like when you're driving through life, this was your person that sat in their co-pilot seat, in the navigator. Some person would drive and the other person would read directions or supposed to read directions. And this was your person, and you're like, I'm not holding that seat for you. This person doesn't want to be transparent because they know if they're transparent that you're going to say, well, you have to work. You have to build your trust with me. You have to rebuild trust because of the history, like of what you did. I'm uncertainty. You need to rebuild trust because this person doesn't want to have to do that. They want to just come back in and be sitting at that, at the dinner table, I like to say it, like to be sitting because that's how you treated this person, that they got to sit at the head of the table, that you made them again important in your life. You're not going to do that now. Then the thing is, they don't want to come back and apologize because they know that they would have to actually give something. They'd have to work for it. And they would have to put in the time and the effort and the energy to build trust. And this person, like I said, I don't really feel like they want to do it. It's again the looming agenda. Again, like I feel like they have different ideas about what love and intimacy is. Almost it's like you guys will clash because it's like this person's going to see it like, oh, you're punishing me, because they're going to want to tell you some big sob story about why they weren't in your life. And we're going to look why they weren't. But understand, uh it's like, again, I don't want to change my behavior. I would rather you just, me be able to tell you a sad story about what happened in my life, who betrayed me, who did this to me, that I was the victim, so that then it's all about me. And it's like, you're not there. It's like you see this person. It's like you see this person for exactly who they are. So this is why you're having a hard time staying grounded, because it's like, but understanding you're feeding the connection, which is what this person feels, which is like when I tap in, you're going to see a little arrogant energy. We're going to see a little bit because they're like, well, maybe I can still come back in. They're trying to strategize their way back in, but they already know that they burnt this shit down to the ground. Like literally, they destroyed the connection. So they don't have a way to come back and see. They would just come back and try and bump into you, or they would be like, pick up the phone or text message with a little breadcrumb. Hi, come back and give you the same amount, not anything more, because they don't know what they want. They don't really have good intentions. Their idea of what love and intimacy is distorted. It's not balanced. They think if you love somebody, well, then you should automatically just look the other way when they come back, or you don't really need to talk about everything and rehash everything. No, you disrespected me. This person doesn't want to see that. So again, they're very, very, very selfish. And again, they need their inner child healed wounds healed. They were stuck in their old habits. We were asking, well, where were they? Stuck in their old habits. Well, that means getting attention from a lot of people. It means drinking and partying and again, like having their cake and eat it too. This is what they wanted. I feel like this person left, didn't really want that connection, a deep connection, did what they wanted to. Now it's like their needs are not getting met for whatever reason. Again, a feeling of lack. Again, like they don't have enough also to give you, so they can't really, it's easier for them to stay in the facade of who they are and create illusions than it would actually be for this person to be in a relationship. And you're going to hold them to a relationship. And at the time, the person, again, has old habits. And I believe that their old habits is, just being a flirt, getting attention from a lot of people, having a lot of insignificant relationships, just relationships that are feeding this person's ego, drinking too much. Usually, when you see a person that is like this imbalanced, their root chakra is off. They're not grounded. They're someone that's always chasing the next serotonin and dopamine hit. That's what this person is all about. Again, in their habits, can't have you right there because it means that they're not living in their true self, their higher self. That they're not creating new experiences. Like when we're doing what we love and we're connected to people that we love and we're invested really in our life, life opens up, meaning new experiences come from those experiences. This person, like again, is in their addictions, their habits. Life doesn't change for them, it stays the same. Again, when it's like I feel like they have a lot of bad karma. I feel like for some, they were either married before and they have a lot of obligations. They have to pay alimony, they have to pay child support. They lost all their money, they lost their house, they lost, so what they see is like life is miserable, life is full of burdens, so this person would definitely be looking for someone to come in and fix them. It's again because they're not happy. They come from a place of lack, but they don't want to change their habits that keep them in a place of lack. They don't want to change that. They want to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't know their worth because they want to come back, not apologize, not take responsibility for what they've done, not look at how they mistreated you, just pretend that it never happened and move forward. But again, in that not build an emotional connection. So completely neglecting you, not really caring, again, acting like they, again, could care less about what you're going through and what you're feeling is like a real one-sided relationship. And because they don't want to change their habits. Someone that's, again, they want you to be codependent. That's what they would like. They would like you to just shut up and be codependent and like fix their mess and comply to whatever they want when they want. They want to be able to come and go. And, that's not the type of connection that you want. So this person again has money matters. And I told you that I felt like the burdens were that this person was either married or again got someone pregnant. Like they have money problems, but a lot of their money problems are due to their addictive behavior. You can't go out and party that way. You can't go out and drink all night. You can't go out, it's expensive. And the burdens that you have is that you create a lot of negative karma. Is that they dropped you, went back to somebody that I feel like that screwed them over. That's what I feel like. And there's a fear of change. There's a part of this person that's like, that's really what I feel like. I feel like this person was getting out of a connection and then they put themselves right back into that connection. And part of that, I feel like there was betrayal there, obviously, but this person was very easy to betray because they have a fear of change. So, but they betrayed you and they still want to betray you because it's like, I would like to come in to your life and not take responsibility for how I treated you, not apologize, made you wait. Like this person, like stonewalled you. They thought, oh, well, I'm just not going to apologize. Well, it's that alone. When somebody knows that they did something and they wait to give you an apology, tells you everything that you need to know. It's again that this person will say, "Oh, I had burdens, like I have to pay this," and make you like feel all bad for them because of what they're going through. But at the time that they did what they did to you, Virgo, they knew what they were doing. It's like at the time they didn't have all these burdens and problems. So they were told they were sold a pipe dream. Or again, they decided, it'd just be easier to live here still. So it's again, they made a choice. So now they want to act like, oh, it's really no big deal. Well, why do you want to be with a person that didn't put in any effort? It's again, so that's why this person knows that they have no way to come back in. They're like, I don't even know how to fix this. They can't. They burnt it to the ground. They took it too far. They should have came back a long time ago. They decided to be lazy. They decided to be, because they really don't belong anywhere. It's again, but they stayed, I feel like, in a community, whether that's like, again, the ex's family, again, whatever with this person still, instead of moving forward, because part of them, again, is not secure. They need to feel as if they belong somewhere. And the thing is, they don't want you to be in control of them, but they want you to be codependent. So it's almost like having a big baby that you need to like be responsible for, which it's not worth it. It's like it's that person is just like an energy vampire. Like you'll never be able to use your voice. It's all about them creating illusions. You won't know what's real and what's not, just to manipulate, for them to manipulate, because look how they're trying to strategize and not take responsibility. You know, the universe brings us situations and people that make us be different. That it doesn't mean that we're not triggered to act the same way. But every day we have an opportunity, or like maybe not every day, but every time a situation arises that triggers us, we have an opportunity to be able to handle the situation differently. Like this person doesn't want to learn. They're comfortable. They have a fear of change. But fear of change is why? Because you don't know who you are, because you want to stay codependent, because you want to stay in your old habits, because you want to avoid. It's just easier to stay where you are, but you're the one that needs to compromise because you see right through them. So this person's like, doesn't want to be seen that way, but they don't really want to do anything to fix it. And it's because of their trauma. It's like when I ask, what did they do? It's again betrayal. So it's like when I say in separation, what did this person do? To understand they didn't all go back to whoever they were with because they were in love with that person either. It was they betrayed that person also. So that's why betrayal is all across the board here. It's like this person does not care about you. They would betray you. Again, they see you as it's not that they're not attracted to you, but they haven't taken the time to nurture the connection. They acted like they don't care. And anyone that could, let you sit when they know that, what they did was wrong and they not come back and apologize and make you wait for an apology, hoping that they wouldn't even have to apologize. And instead of trying to strategize, how can I be in your life and, without giving you anything, without me giving up my freedom. But I don't want you to give up your freedom. I want you to hold space for me. You were supposed to be holding that spot for me at the dinner table. It's like, no, it's again, the betrayal is that you don't get to have your cake and eat it too. I'm not your option. And what they did, going back to the karmic, I feel like betrayed them, sold them a pipe dream. But I believe that, that the person that's connected to you was planning on saying, okay, well, I'll stay there and I'll, get more of my money back or I'll get something back. But the karmic knew. I was like, nope. It's like, so there's just betrayal straight across the board here. It's like where this person creates trauma. I feel like you saw right through the illusion, but that's why this person has money problems and they can't really do anything. They're kind of stuck. So the whole betrayal, like I said, is all across the board here. And it's because this person is, not happy in their situations. So I want to see, I mean, it doesn't even matter how this person was, we see what are they going to do if they're going to do anything at all. Let's see. And then, but I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't, recommend being with a person like this because all through the reading it said, look beyond look beyond the surface. It's like, look at the person's intention. Because the person may say, I'm really attracted to you. Yeah, attraction is an element, but you'll get passion. But, and the person's needy, so they're gonna be nice because they have money problems and they're again stayed in a bad situation. So if the person actually gets out of that situation, if then it's like they need to do their own healing on themselves. It's like otherwise, this person is just going to leave one codependent connection and run into another. And I know that is codependent, that previous connection, because that person wouldn't have wanted to betray them. They betrayed them because they were angry, because they feel as if they were jilted by this person, because they got tired of being their mother, their caregiver. They weren't in a relationship. It was a one-sided relationship that the person thought would eventually change, never changed. Again, this person just moves on to another relationship. But this time, like I said, there was consequences because that karmic was not, I feel like, wasn't happy, or whoever was in their environment said, oh, do you think you're just going to move on with your life? No, you're not. It's like, now you're going to have to pay this fine. Now you're going to have to, whatever it is, this person has money issues because it's karmic, and it's karmic due to what they did and who they are. So it's like, yeah, they're in trouble. So they'd be looking for help. Again, like right now, like this person knows it's unlikely that they're going to come to you at this time. Because this person is uncertain at this time, the situation or outcome is this person doesn't know. And the reason why is because you're not giving this person an in anywhere, nowhere. Like if you would give this person they would be, but there's a sense that you have a wall up. It's like after what they did, like you don't trust them. And so like when you're like that, because you see how a person is, you become divinely protected so I feel like the universe or other things, karmic things have happened at this time that have made it impossible for this person to come to you at this moment. And so again, I feel like things are happening like for you in your life, and you're moving into a better time, more exciting time. But understand that this person that's in separation still has a lot of passion for you. And I feel like as you get things going within your career, or again, just moving on with your life without this person, that this person comes back into your life. It's again because there's a lot of passion. It's just it's just right now this person is very stubborn. They're very stubborn. So again, if this person was to come back into your life, it would be like not for the right reasons, not for not, and that's why again it's uncertain. See, when a person really loves you, nothing can keep them away from you. Nothing. It's like, even if they couldn't come to you, they could text message you, they could call you. This person deliberately stays away. And they deliberately stay away because they're like, well, I can't, because you're going to hold me. If I apologize, I have to change. And then you're going to hold to a certain standard. And I don't really want to do that because I just got out of a connection, even though this person is actually still in a connection. So this is why Spirit says you really have to like look beyond the surface, because they're just not, there's no love, there's no passion, there's no anything. It's more like whoever they were connected to betrayed them, where they have no money now. So they're relying on that person that they don't really want to be connected to, that just won't let them move forward. Where really, I feel like the universe is actually doing you, like protecting you. Like this person, whether it's a woman or a male, like is protecting you from having this person come into you back into your life at this time. Because again, they have no money, and this person continues to live like the same types of traumatic experiences of betrayal, but that's because of how they are. They don't see that is what they're giving out, they're getting back. And so it's almost like they're in a place of victimization and, looking around to see like what their options are. Their options are not good. They're remembering you. And yeah, there was a connection, but this person didn't want to act on that connection. They didn't care how they treated you when they went back to the karmic. Regardless that the karmic tricked them, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that this person's treating you like an option. It's again where they are going to be again victim mentality, hoping that you'll have tunnel vision of what happened, or like be in denial. But this person is in denial. They want to act oblivious to that they're the victim. I mean that they victimized you, where really this person might accuse you of being like hyper focused on it, where I don't think you're hyper focused on it. You're just saying, I'm not going to let you back into my life because you didn't apologize. So you showed me who you are. You haven't treated me right. So you don't have a way to get back in unless it's an easy way to get back in. You're uncertain whether you even want to come back. So, like, do I want to be in a connection with the person that doesn't give anything because they were betrayed by somebody else in their previous relationship? So that's what you're going to hide behind? It's like the answer is no. No, you don't. It's like, and that came out because again, all that it would be is bring you like just repetitive, the same thing. And you would again be in a relationship by yourself, and it would be low energy. You would become bored and not be able to trust this person because no one wants to be in that type of relationship. So, no, there's a part of you that's like, no, I'm capable to move forward in my life, and like you know that you're self-reliant. And so it's a time that I figured that you're saying, well, it's time of self-improvement because I attracted this person into my life. But this person is uncertain, like I said, unless they knew for sure that you were going to go back in and give everything hook, line, and sinker, and it's a sure thing, and they don't have to really apologize and they can leave. It's a real one-sided thing, and they're not looking for it to be balanced. It, like I said, so the best thing that you can do is, again, pull 6 cards to see why you attracted this person into your life, like in the inner child cards, because, like I said, this person is not going to change, and they're just stuck in the behavior of betraying. So every relationship that they get into, they're not honest. Every relationship, they're not transparent. Every relationship would not be fair. Because this person is selfish. So they just keep experiencing that. And that's why, like I said, they don't know unless it's going to be a sure thing. They're not going to get out of that bad situation that they're in, where they're connected to someone that has no love for them, that's draining their money, that's taking their money, and they feel stuck about it, like they can't do anything about it, but they're really just comfortable. They can leave at any time, but they would have to burn the bridge there. They don't want to burn the bridge there. They burn the bridge with you, though, but now what they're seeing is, oh, I'm not happy over here. It's like, because now I don't have any money. I don't, and if I have no money, what kind of life do I have? I'm stuck here all the time. The karmic doesn't care. Karmic's like, screw you. You're not going to go off and live happily ever after. You're not whatever this person like did to that person. They're angry. It's like, and now this person's like looking around for someone to save them, to be the fix-it person. And it's like, and what you're saying is, no, thank you. I see right through it. You burnt your bridge with me. And that's why this person's like, I'm uncertain because I don't see a way back in. Because you're not going to pretend that that didn't happen. First card out, disassociation. Gifts. Unworthy. Laughter. Crafts and creativity. Safety and security. Support. So it's clear, obviously, that when you were younger, again, emotionally abused or felt like emotionally abused, feeling unworthy, feeling not good enough. And that's usually when we don't have a good connection to our parents, right? The emotional connection. So our attachment styles of what we are imprinted on us are always like what we tend to attract back into our life, right? So the not having a good support and not feeling safe, like where the safety and security, well, that affected you to where you felt unworthy, not good enough, not having enough, because children need to feel loved. They need to feel supported. They need to, again, be encouraged. But, I feel like if any time that you tried to do something, there was always like no real praise for it. It was always, again, making you feel like it didn't matter, like you weren't good enough, like you weren't loved. That's what it comes down to. And from that trauma, you disassociated because you didn't feel safe. Like I said, children need to be treated nicely. They need to be treated with love. They're innocent. They're innocent. They don't know any better. And being around a parent that doesn't show up is just as bad as a parent that's abusive. So a parent that's an alcoholic, a parent that's doing drugs, a parent that's so caught up in their dysfunctional relationships that they can't be there, or letting the dysfunctional person that they're in a relationship with parent the child. So now they don't feel safe, where there's many a person that has been brought up by a step parent that step parent did not make them feel loved. And so again, that trauma made them disassociate, meaning they know what happened. They don't remember every little thing that happened, but they know that, again, the gist of it. They've detached. They've disassociated. It's like, I don't remember. I don't have a feeling about it. It's like I watched somebody else go through the experience. But that imprint is still on you, because it's like yeah, I was brought up in an environment where I felt didn't feel safe. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel supported. I felt like I was unworthy. So again, that trauma put me into disassociation, but I have gifts from that. And those are psychic abilities. That's the gift of sensitivity, the gifts of knowing and discernment, the gifts of creativity, the gifts of the right brain, which is the creative mind, the spiritual mind, the intuitive mind. So again, Spirit says, and that makes you again creative through whatever it is. So I feel like you escaped through your talents for some of you. So some of you may be psychic. I feel like everybody's intuitive when they go through an experience like this. Everybody. It's again because that's how the children survive. They have to listen to their intuitive self because they're not old enough to logic or reason, right? So, but for a lot of you, you guys escaped into painting, into drawing, into whatever your talent was. And so that you always had that. So what Spirit's saying is really to bring you joy because when you were younger, you always felt unworthy, and without feeling safe and secure, you didn't really feel like you belonged to anyone, which is what makes us feel separate from God when we feel like, well, nobody loves us. No one's like supporting us. We feel like we're not safe. We feel like not secure. And so Spirit's saying, well, it made you disassociate where there's gifts. So the child that survives thrives. I always say that. And you again put your time and energy into your hobbies and your talents and to bring you the joy, which like allowed you to, you know, allowed you to stay sane. Really, like when you're a child, otherwise emotionally you would have like been so overly needy because you didn't get it, and wanting the reassurance all the time because again, you didn't have it. So what Spirit's saying is you again built your confidence through giving yourself support, and Spirit's saying you still need to do that. There's still not enough of your life that you've created for yourself. And it's like when we go through experiences that are traumatic, we tend to associate ourselves more with the traumatic experiences, even though we know that we're not. It's that it's what we've gone through, we've embodied. And Spirit says that imprint is still very much there. So the way to heal it is to, create a new life for yourself. What you're doing is you attracted someone to make you feel the same way. I mean, betrayal is when a parent betrays, how are they betraying you? Well, again, by not giving you support, by not giving you love, by making you feel unworthy. One parent's main job really is to give the child support on all levels. So it's support of living in a safe home, having a bed to sleep in, giving them food to eat, giving them what they can. And even if a parent didn't have that, but they found the resources through like, soup kitchens and other areas, as long as that parent loved that child, the child will always be loyal. There would be no disassociation. Disassociation means disconnect, and it's disconnect from yourself. But understand it also happens and when a parent they don't show up, you can't trust them. You detach, you disassociate, you now don't trust that person. Now all of a sudden every relationship that you have therefore after, it's all about betrayal. Because the person that you were dealing with, you saw as they betrayed you as a child. And that's because their job, again, is to make you feel safe and secure. And what we saw here is there was no security, there was no safety, there was no support. And again, feelings of unworthy. So it was also, I don't know why I'm here, but the escape from that trauma is here. And Spirit says that brought you to this point to help you align your heart with your actions, your heart's desires, to follow your passion, And that would be again through the hobbies and talents that you're doing, because again, that's where the universe makes a way where there is no way, just for you. And that's when you are become the energy of unconditional love. So you can actually meet someone that's more in alignment with who you are today, not the wounds of the past. This is again helping you to connect to your inner sanctuary. To right now, that's what's happening. You're kind of like rejuvenating, I want to say. But this is something that you need to like do, even though you're following your passion, you have to take time out because again, that rejuvenation helps you tap into the higher self when you so close up to the picture because you're in it. Sometimes we don't see everything. So it's good to take a time out and to rest and rejuvenate. So because it's all about ascending life, to let go of who you thought that you were, right? To become who you are, realize who you are. That spirit's saying it's all about like you had to go through this experience because of that traumatic experience of not having the support, not having the love, feeling unworthy. Again, all those emotions needed to come back up. You needed to look at them and see, well, like if I'm holding energy there, meaning to the past, what's supposed to be there? Because we're made up of energy, right? And we can't just get rid of negative energy. We can go through negative experiences. They form core beliefs that are subconscious. And that's really that imprint we hold on to. And really, Spirit says, unfortunately, in order to heal, you always have to go back to the same types of experiences. So here's a person that they had an opportunity to rise up. Every soulmate does, but this person was karmic. And they were never going to rise up. They don't want to. That's not what it is. This person would like to be with you on their terms. That's it, which is no commitment. And really what Spirit's saying is, and you know that that's a one-sided relationship, and you also know that that would be undermining you, and you also know that that would be betraying you. So you don't do it. But when you don't do it, you ascend life. Because maybe when you were a child, you didn't have a say. You had to. You had to be, around someone that was going to suppress you and oppress you because, again, there was no support. Someone made you feel belittled. Again, that's suppression. That's oppression, psychologically, emotionally, where Spirit says that's what this person is doing because they're so selfish. They're not aware that that's what they're doing. They just think, oh, they're selfish and this is what love is, where really, no, it's not. You're what you know love is and what this person thinks love is two totally different things. And Spirit says you needed to ascend life by going through this. And you could only do that by releasing the past. And that was to see the situation from a different perception. It's a time of like real healing and aligning, getting ready to align your character and everything else, your actions with the energy of unconditional love, so that you can again follow your passion, so that you can become the energy of love. That's what Spirit's saying. You're not there yet. You're in a place of healing, rejuvenating, getting clear. And that does mean reflecting and healing on why did I attract this person? And Spirit says, but it was for that. It was like a clearing because you're an energy being. So Spirit, the universe is also known as chi. It's oxygen that we breathe. So when we're clear, the energy flows through us so it can work through us. And when we're blocked up, it can't. So it was the time to release those old blocks because Spirit says when you're on your passion, that's when you're really co-creating with the divine and you're grounded and you're, receiving that divine guidance at the same time. The Spirit says you have to be clear to follow your passion, to become passion, to become the very vibration of unconditional love. And Spirit says, oh, look at that detachment. We already got that one, but that's not, I don't know why I pulled from that card. But understand it was all about healing detachment is what we saw because we got that card a few times and that Spirit saying, which is what happens, but I didn't mean to pull from that deck, meant to pull from this last deck, which is any last information that Spirit wants to give us. Let's see. A new opening. When one door closes, be confident another will open, and it will be for your betterment. Accept that life brings you challenges and acknowledge the opportunity and learning they present what they present to you. Serenity comes from within, which Spirit says, well, this is definitely your card because it's like Spirit saying, no, you're not going to be with this person. You needed to clear the energy. Again, that is what this person came into your life was to create awareness for you, to bring up those triggers, not to get stuck in ruminating. You're stuck in ruminating them because you're like, I don't know what to do. And Spirit says, it's time for rejuvenation. Do nothing. Align your thoughts and your actions with, the higher self. Be prepared to be on your passion and understand a new people will come into your life, that everything comes into your life to help you heal. And again, when you go through a situation like this, like where the person was karmic, Spirit says the next person's going to be better. It's like you passed the test. That's what this is. It's like you needed to go through it. And then it was about putting more energy into yourself, healing yourself, getting strong within yourself, loving yourself, reparenting yourself, and resting and rejuvenating so that you can again then be on your passion and attract everything that you need that's going to be in alignment with who you are today, the goals of today, not the wounds of the past. I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.